We are on part 4 of Captain Underpants and the invasion of the incredibly naughty cafeteria ladies from outer space and the subsequent assault of the equally evil lunchroom zombie nerds. The third epic novel by David Pilkey. If you would like a link to the other parts, it'll be in the description. All right. It's Too Late, Chapter 14. Mr. Krupp turned and dashed out the door. His clothes flew off behind him as the hallways echoed with jubilant proclamations about the superiority of underwear. George and Harold dashed after him, but the door was quickly blocked by Zorks, Clacks, and Jennifer. "You get out of this kitchen," the evil Jennifer mocked. "You gotta go... if you want to get out of this kitchen, you gotta go through us." George grabbed a rolling pin. Harold grabbed a cast iron frying pan. "I sure hope we don't have to resort to incredibly graphic violence," said Harold. "Me too," said George. Chapter 15, The Incredibly Graphic Violence Chapter, Part 1 in Flip-O-Rama. Warning, the following chapter contains terribly inappropriate scenes that certainly do not belong in a children's book. If you are offended by such senselessness, please put this book down immediately, raise your arm over your head, and run screaming to the nearest shoe store. When you get there, ask them to make you a cheeseburger. This probably won't help you a bit, but we think it will be funny. Introducing Flip-O-Rama, and as Dave Pilkey fans, we all know how to do Flip-O-Rama. Flip-O-Rama. Remember, only flip page 77. All right. George pins a predator. Thwonk. 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 Flip-O-Rama number 2. Harold bonks a bad guy. Bing, bunk, bing, bunk. George and Harold save the day for now. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Fling. Fling. Chapter 16, The Assault of the Equally Evil Lunchroom Zombie Nerds. George and Harold had barely caught their breath when Captain Underpants finally showed up. "Tra-la-la-la," he said. "I'm here to fight for truth, justice, and all that is pre-shrunk and cottony." "Where were you back in Chapter 15 when we needed you?" asked George. "I was at the shoe store ordering a cheeseburger," said Captain Underpants. While our 3 heroes were talking, nobody noticed that Zorks, Clacks, and Jennifer had slithered away. The wounded space guys approached the lunchroom loudspeakers and called for their evil zombie nerds. "Zombie nerds," instructed Jennifer, "destroy Captain Underpants and his little friends too." Soon, every evil zombie nerd in the entire school put down their Omni magazines and headed for the cafeteria. "Must destroy Underpants," they groaned. "Must destroy Underpants." Suddenly, our 3 heroes were surrounded by evil, vicious zombie nerds. Closer and closer they came. "Oh no," cried George. "What do we do now?" "To the underwear cave," shouted Captain Underpants. "There is no underwear cave," said Harold. "Really?" said Captain Underpants. "Well, let's just climb up that ladder instead." George, Harold, and Captain Underpants scurried up the ladder, and soon they were all on the roof. "Well, we're safe now," said Harold. "Yep," said George. "That's for sure," said Captain Underpants. Chapter 17. Oh, yeah? It didn't take long before George, Harold, and Captain Underpants looked behind them. "Hey," said Harold, "what's that big spaceship thingy doing on the roof of the school?"
"And where did the super evil rapidly growing dandelion come from?" asked Captain Underpants.
George and Harold gasped. They looked at each other with the sudden, panicked realization that only children who have accidentally created a giant, mutated garden nuisance would know. Stammered George. "We have no idea how that happened." "Oh, yeah," said Harold. "Absolutely no idea at all." At that moment, the door to the roof swung open. Zorks poked his evil head out and shouted, "We got you now!" With no place else to run, our three heroes quickly scurried up the ladder of the big spaceship thingy and closed the door behind them. Inside the spaceship, George, Harold, and Captain Underpants discovered a refrigerator filled with strange juices. "Look," said George, "here's a carton of anti-evil zombie nerd juice. How convenient." "Well, look at this," said Harold. "A carton of ultra-nasty self-destruct juice. Now this could come in handy."
"Well, and look what I've found," said Captain Underpants. "A whole carton of extra-strength superpower juice."
"Give me that," said George, snapping the carton out of Captain Underpants' hands. Chapter 18, Space Slaves. Suddenly, the door of the spaceship swung open, and the three evil space guys slithered inside. "Step away from the refrigerator," screamed Jennifer, "and get into that jail cell." George and Harold hid their juice cartons behind their back, and our three heroes stepped quickly into the jail cell. Zorks started up the engine, and the spaceship lifted off. It rose a few hundred feet in the air and hovered over the school. "You three puny earthlings are very fortunate," said Jennifer. "You will get to witness the destruction of your planet from the safety of your jail cell. Afterwards, you will have the honor of being our obedient space slaves." "Oh, man," said George and Harold. "Quickly, Clax," said Jennifer. "Get me a carton of super evil rapid growth juice from the refrigerator. We can pour it into our spray gun and shower it upon our evil zombie nerds." Chapter 19, The Big Switcheroo. And this is the last chapter we'll read today. Clax returned with a carton of the super evil rapid growth juice and placed it on the control panel. "Soon," said Jennifer, "Earth will be ours." The three aliens threw back their heads and laughed and laughed. Suddenly, George got an idea. He whispered to Harold for a second or two, and then he quietly reached through the bars of the jail cell and swiped Clax's carton of super evil rapid growth juice. George carefully peeled the label off the carton and stuck it over the label of his ultra-nasty self-destruct juice. While he was busy doing that, Harold reached through the bars and switched the labels of the spray gun and the fuel tank. Finally, George reached back through the bars and put his carton of ultra-nasty self-destruct juice, which now read super evil rapid growth juice, on the control panel.
"Oh, I don't get it," whispered Captain Underpants. "The fuel tank now says spray gun, and the spray gun now says fuel tank. And the rapid growth juice has been replaced with self-destruct juice. What's it all mean?"
"You'll find out," said Harold sadly. When the three evil space guys had finished laughing triumphantly, Jennifer reached for the carton that read super evil rapid growth juice and poured it into the nozzle that read spray gun.
"Oh, yes, I get it," said Captain Underpants. "That space guy didn't pour growth juice into the spray gun. He poured self-destruct juice into the fuel tank."
"Yep," George said sadly.
Well, and that means the spaceship thingy is going to explode into a million pieces. Ho, ho, ho.
Right, said Harold gloomily. The spaceship began to sputter and shake as smoke billowed out of the control panel. Soon sparks were flying and ceiling tiles were falling. Captain Underpants smiled proudly because he had figured out George's plan, but his smile didn't last long.
Well, hey, he cried. We're in the space thingy. What's going to happen to us?
We had to sacrifice ourselves to save the world, said George. I'm afraid we're not going to make it.
Of course we'll make it, cried Captain Underpants. I've got wedgie power on our side. No.
Chapter 20, The Great Escape, will happen next time. All right, there we go. Good night. I love you.